Absheni, we're talking cars. We have a very special car today. Like it really is that special. This is a Honda CRV. It is a small crossover SUV, and this is equipped with a 2.4 liter VTEC engine. So this is a special car because it belongs to my mother, but I'll get into the details as to why. Let's look into the front and the dimensions. You know the saying, you have a face only your mother could love? I think the saying may apply to this car to some degree. I think from the top, it looks really good. You know, old school design, really solid, what we know the CRV for. But the lower part, this area over here, I'm not too sure what happened over there. Maybe they were designing and then, got tired and they're like, that's one, I will see it next week or something. And then they submitted it for a review. But anyway, it is equipped with these bi-xenon or xenon headlights rather. These are definitely the best headlights I've ever experienced, and I'm talking about comparing it to cars like much more recent cars which I've test driven, which I've driven, and so forth. This has the best ones I've ever seen, so really good. And then this area, this is your basically this is your washer jet. So as soon as you wash your what do you call it, your wipers, this comes out and it sprays a bit of water over there, so that's really a nice touch. You do get this chrome inset, a mesh plastic grill, matte black. It is a bit discolored by now. And then yeah, fog lights and PDC sensors. Now for the side profile, the side overview, I like it. I think it really is, it symbolizes what a traditional SUV should be like. The dimensions are fairly good, the looks are okay, really good. And then yeah, it comes equipped with the 17-inch alloy rims and these beautiful chunky tires, so comfort levels are next to none. You can also do a bit of light off-roading because it has the four-wheel drive option. Well, it is the four-wheel drive option. This being the 2.4 Rsvi, the top of the range, it has color-coded cladding. So on this end, this is color-coded, as well as this part's over there. It is equipped with these side-mounted indicator controls, and then yeah, chrome door handles. Same thing for the rear. And then yeah. What are your thoughts so far? 2024. This is probably 2011 edition. What are your thoughts? Let's quickly go through to the rear. As for the rear section of the car, I think it really is solid. It ticks all my boxes. Looks fairly good. Yeah, vertically styled tail lights. They look really good. Your CRV plating over there, and then yeah, we can notice a bit of discoloration, or discolor rather, on the bumper area. There is a PDC sensor on this end, and a beautiful chrome-ish tailpiece. So yeah, this is a diffuser effect to some degree, and yes, it has seen better days. It is a bit old by now, but small motors. Let's quickly check the boot area. It is locked, so I need to first unlock the car. And then you open it over there, and that's what you find. Boom. So these are old brake discs that we got. We recently changed discs on the car. And then yeah, there's some sort of puzzle stuff which I don't really understand why it's designed in this way. It does the job, yes, but it is strange because normal ones should be around there. So I'm not too sure what happened with the design team on this one. I really don't know. I don't know much about it from that end. Then you can open this. In fact, you can even pull it off. And yeah, there's decent enough space in there. Some string or some restrainer on this end for something that you may want to place over there. And then underneath, okay, so this has seen better days, of course. It's broken somewhere, yeah, but hopefully you can pick up what's underneath, because this one-handed approach is not really significant enough. So there's space for your jack, your tools, spare wheel, and so forth. There is also a 12-volt power supply on that side. Is there a light? I'm not really picking up any. A bit disappointing, but yeah, let's go through to the interior. Okay, there is a light over there, so I guess that's also fine. It does serve as a light for the rear bench. Yeah, let's go through to the interior. Now this is what your interior looks like. So I don't know if you expect this, but yeah, hard plastics used throughout. Steady door handle on this end, a chrome finish on that end. Yeah, electric window controls. The front passenger and driver are automatic, and then not so much for the rear. hard plastic. There is a bit of a leather coating on there, and then yeah, scratchy plastics throughout, so there is space for a file or book or something, and yeah, a cutout for your bottle. Now as we step into the interior, you get this I want to say beautiful seats. For the time, they really were quite awesome. They're quite supportive, especially on these ends. Fully adjustable, electronic, it can go up and down, front and backwards, lumbar support, and so forth. So this is really good. And then yeah, let's quickly check in the interior. So this being the RSVI version, it really is well equipped, from your cruise control, which is operational from here, to your electronic wipers and lights. Yeah, it really is well equipped. Your park distance control over there, 6 CD change. I don't know if you guys remember any of these. Dual air conditioning system, sunroof. I mean, it is well equipped, especially for the time. So you can open this to reveal one or two things. Yeah, there's a bit of space in there. This is where you connect your USB, and then yeah, the glove box. Well, yeah, let's use a bit of force to get in there, but yes, it is quite decent. You can store a few things in there, and yeah, man, plenty of buttons, of course. For now, I think if this were mine, I'd definitely upgrade to an aftermarket screen, and then that would be fine. That would really work as fine. But this is, you can adjust the temperature to be independent for the driver and the passenger, which is really good. And then it also came equipped with these heated seats. They were cooled and heated. This functionality doesn't work anymore. I am not too sure what to really sort that out. And you had adaptive cup holders from this end. They're no longer there. I don't know what happened over there. Space for, as you can see, it's quite deep in here. There is a 12-volt outlet. There is an aux port. Can you see? 12-volt aux port. And this tray is movable. Armrest, you can move it up and down just like that. And there's also a 12-volt power supply on that end, a bit of a storage area in there as well. Sunglasses holder and there, slides down smoothly. There's a bit of a mirror finish on this end, and then reading lights, sunroof. Okay, well, I don't have the key right now, but it can open smoothly, and I really love sunroofs. You should know by now. Let's check out the rear. Rear bench is also interesting. Well, you can see the finish still looks much better compared to the driver side, and then a chrome door handle as well. This is interesting. This is nicely padded compared to the driver. Maybe that's a bit of wear and tear. I'm not too sure. We didn't own this car since new. And then space for definitely your wallet, cell phone or something, and a cutout for your bottle there. And then when you then access the interior, this is what your knee room is like, or leg room. It looks quite decent. It is quite decent. I will definitely show that. And then the seats, the finish, the leather, it really has to go to the test of time. It really is quite solid. There is center mounted armrest which you can open over there, and then you get these two cup holders. And then so you can really do this, and then there is space to mount a skating board or something. And then same thing for all the seats basically. You can really fold these, and you can also lift these so that they form this shape. I don't know if it makes a bit of sense to you, but this part can still lean on this side. I don't know if I can show it. Something like that. So magic seats, Honda magic seats, and you get to see a few nice things. Anyway, let's move on with the review. Solid. So also, I like how this is also adjustable. If you want it like that, you can have it like that. If you want to lean back, you can also do that. So that's also really nice. Space, let me quickly go in. Knee room, leg room, more than enough, more than plenty enough. And as you can see, you get the idea. Let's quickly take it through for a drive. Okay, so this is what your instrumentation still looks like. Everything still works on the car, everything still works on the car. Modes and so forth, instrumentation, electric mirrors. So everything still works on the car, definitely. let's quickly take it through for a nice like a drive. Oh yeah, everything still works. And we want to keep it open, I think. So yeah, let's take it through. Hi Fambin. So I mentioned a bit of off-roading, chunky tires and so forth, very comfortable. Four-wheel drive, I am very confident, especially in wet and rainy conditions, I am sorted. At night, the night vision is amazing. I mentioned the xenon lights. I kid you not, these are the best I've ever experienced so far. And I've driven like much recent cars, and they're not as good as this one, as far as that part is concerned. So what powers this thing? A 2.4 liter naturally aspirated engine. Power is sent to primarily the front wheels, including the rear as well. And then yeah, it is done via a 5-speed automatic gearbox. Okay, foot flat. Okay, to some degree foot flat. Okay, now foot flat. Oh, seat belt. Okay, let's sort out the seat belt. So even that still works. Yeah, so this car is quite old. It has seen, how old is it? Possibly 14 years. Yeah, because this is a 2010 or 2011 version, so definitely 14, 13 years. It has done 236,000 kilometers on the clock. So yeah, also let me give you a background story. My mother used to own or have an E90 320i, and then we had owned it for maybe 2 years, and then it started smoking, developing like blue black smoke, I think, if I still remember. And then we took it to our own regular mechanic. He recommended a BMW specialist. We took it to that BMW specialist, who really messed up the entire car. The car went in there for valve stem cells, came back, it never was the same again. That's also one of the biggest regrets we have, or I have. And then yeah, so basically from there the car was a money pit. 2 minutes, you drive for 2 months, some other problem develops. So from that it started, the power wasn't there anymore as such, and then the coolant would start leaking, or missing rather, because we didn't see where the leak was, and so forth. So 2 minutes you're spending 20,000, 2 minutes 5,000 must be spent on some sensors and whatever. So it became a money pit. And yeah, we thought, let us get something else, before, because clearly this car does not really work. Come on, this is my turn to be going. What's wrong? I don't know why I'm the one waiting, because I should be driving in, rightfully so. Right. Josie Maboni. Okay, now that we're done with that, so yeah, we looked for something quite reasonable to buy and very reliable. We were looking at a Honda Accord, but then they wanted an SUV, so this was the next best thing. And believe you me, this was the best decision we made, because ever since then, there were no regrets whatsoever. Okay, now let's go straight. Yeah, so there were no regrets whatsoever. So that went away. Home came through the CRV. We enjoyed it ever since. And yeah, it has never given us any issues whatsoever. Just regular services, which we do, or I do. And then yeah, there was at a point where we had one incident where the engine light would come on and the car would hesitate. Like yeah, it didn't really have much power, and then it was intermittent, so it would come on, go off, car would behave normally, and then would not. And then yeah, a quick research on YouTube and Google, and it pointed it out to some sort of filter in this area just under here. It wasn't really expensive to do. All I did was buy some spray to really clean that out, and the car was sorted back again. So it was some sort of gasket filter thing. I just forgot the name because it has been that long. So anyway, back to the driving impressions of the car. Okay, well, let me wrap up that story. So yeah, as you saw, there are brake discs in the boot. Just recently changed tires, brake discs, brake pads, and then yeah, so that's it. Regular maintenance, no issues whatsoever. Start and go, literally. Yeah, so back to the driving dynamics of the car. It is an old school SUV, and as such, it does lean a bit when you take on some cabs spiritedly. I'd recommend not doing so, but it also is quite blunted. Steering wheel feels very meaty and heavy to some degree. It's not really soft, so you are comfortable in driving this car. It gives you that confidence, and the four-wheel drive option is just amazing. Let me close the sunroof. Because, yeah. So around corners or bends, you can really take, you can go spiritedly. It feels very planted as well. I mentioned the body roll to some degree. Yes, it is there. And then yeah, very planted, very comfortable as well. So you can go over speed humps, uneven patches easily with ease. And then one thing that it also gives you is comfort features. So you saw the electronic adjustments that I can. So there is a lumbar support that I can use, and the seats are really comfortable, very comfortable. You can do long journeys in these. Yeah, one thing that is not so comfortable is the fuel consumption. This average is about 12.5 to 13 liters per 100. So yeah, I've taken it on an economy run where I was driving at like 100 kilometers per hour, and then I was doing a distance from Pretoria to Joburg. Yeah, I didn't really spend much fuel there, but so provided you're going to drive it as reserved as that, then you'll definitely benefit, because obviously on the highway the fuel consumption will go down. I just can't give the correct figures for now, but yeah. Okay, so this is what the acceleration looks like. Foot flat. Yeah. So it can pick up and get going, and then it really gets a bit loud. But you get the sensation, it doesn't really want to do that. It's not really meant for that. Well, especially because remember the car is quite old. There are no chargers or anything like that. So what it needs to do as a long distance drive, it will do easily. You get the NVH levels are really solid, and the Honda reliability is second to none. I mean, this is the car that I can simply just start and drive all the way to Kuvuki land. I really don't have any issues there, no doubts whatsoever. It will make it without leaving me stranded or anything. So what it primarily needs to do as a family car, it'll do to the T. As a performance car, definitely not. Definitely not. But yeah, it is quite enjoyable to drive. I love how I feel like I have enough power to really get out of sticky situations. I can really get going. The mid torque range from 3.5 upwards is really good. The punch is quite there. And then your gearbox, your conventional torque, your torque converter. Yeah, your torque converter. It really is quite easy to drive. It is quite seamless. The upshifts and the downshifts are fairly good. They can be a bit slow if you compare it to something like a dual clutch, but I honestly prefer this all the time, because this, like, it can read your driving. It can read your driving commands, so you can control how it changes just using your right leg. If you feather the accelerator, it will easily change up. If you hold on to, well, if you press a bit harder, it will change down. If you go drive spiritedly, it will also mimic that. There is no sports mode with this one, so yeah, there isn't a bit of that. But yeah, I think I've said quite a mouthful with this particular one. I hope I did justice to this car. I really love this thing. I think yeah, we're not selling this car, Yeah, I know this one is definitely not going anywhere, because it still has all the luxury features and more. And also, if you want to buy one right now, I think you can budget anything between 100,000 to 150. That's a good 2,000 or 3,000, and you'll be fine. You'll be having a really solid and really safe car, especially even in wet conditions. Running costs are great. The only downside is the petrol consumption. That's it. That is the only downside to owning this car. So if you can find one, if you're lucky enough, opt for the diesel variant. You will definitely love the fuel savings. But apart from that, if I compare this to newer SUVs, of course the technology isn't there, but everything else is. automatic lights, automatic wipers, cruise control, decent enough sound system, heated seats if it still works. Ours doesn't work anymore. I don't know, maybe we'll look into it one day. Ventilated seats, electric seats, automatic dual zone automatic air conditioning system. I don't know how many airbags, but plenty enough. What else is there? What else is there to really complain about? Aside from the questionable looks, especially from the front, there isn't anything else to really worry about. There really isn't anything else to worry about. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for watching. I plan on seeing you on the next one. Guys.